What's going on, everyone? I'm Travis Brown. This is the My Aggie Nation podcast. I got a special guest today. I'm over here in Omaha, but we got Nathan Dettmer joining us here via the interwebs to help break down a little bit of what's been going on with the Aggies here in the College World Series. First, Nathan, welcome and thanks for joining me. What's going on in your world since you've been drafted?
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. Well, I got drafted back in, I guess it was last July, and then spent a little time here in Arizona, and then came back for the off season. But then had a good spring training. Went out to Stockton, California for little minor league stint there. But sadly, I came back here to Mesa, Arizona, because I had a bone spur in my right elbow that we had to take care of. So yeah, I've been here for a few weeks, about a month now, and we decided we needed to have surgery on it. So I got that taken care of, and I'm rehabbing here now. But yeah, should only be about 3 months I'm out, and then I'll stay here for instructs and have a good off season and be ready for next year. So I'm excited about that.
For sure. And I got to ask first too, I know when you started the season with the Stockton Ports this year, there was three Aggies. All three
Oh yeah.
were on that 2022 Omaha team all together with you
Uh-huh.
and Mike and Will Johnston. What was that like?
Yes, sir. It was so much fun. Just to be able to play with them again and learn from them, and it was so much fun. It was a dream come true. Well, it only lasted a little while, but just for that little stint, it was a lot of fun.
That's really cool. Well, of course, 2 years after you got your shot at the College World Series, the Aggies are back and they're rolling.
Oh
You
yeah.
you said you had some time on your hands and you've been able to watch those games. Just generally speaking, so far, what have you seen from the Aggies squad so far that has impressed you?
Yeah, that's one thing about rehab. I do have a lot of free time, so I have been able to watch those games. And it's been wild. That team is just so talented and so awesome to watch. So much fun. Honestly, I've learned a lot from them, just from a pitching standpoint, at least. I really think that's the difference maker there, and being able to watch this run that they've had, and just the confidence that each pitcher goes out with. And if one guy doesn't have it, the next guy, it seems like he does. It's like a "I got your back" type deal, you know. It's just been so much fun. It's been awesome. Yeah.
What is it like? Something you got to do. What is it like taking the mound in Charles Schwab Field? I mean, is there any way you can describe what's the memories like of being
Yeah.
out there on that stage?
It's a whole lot of fun. It does seem it is a bigger stage. There's more people watching, but I think the key is to remember that you've been playing the same game since you were about 6 years old. The only difference is the fence is a little bit further away, and I think that this pitching staff has really embraced that. And it seems like they're just going out there like they're still in Bluebell. You know, they have the same confidence, and the lights are just as bright. You know, but yeah, it just seems like they have the same confidence. I think a lot of that comes from the coach Max Weiner. He's done an amazing job in instilling that confidence in them.
Yeah, is there a point in the outing or whatever, especially as a starter, where the nerves kind of die down and you're able to settle in and kind of ignore everything that it does just kind of start feeling like normal baseball again?
Yeah, definitely for until about the first batter or first couple pitches or so, the nerves are going. You know, there's some butterflies there. But once you throw a couple pitches, you realize, oh, I've done this my whole life. You know, you kind of start to relax and you can get in a groove there.
Yeah, I want to ask you in particular about two guys that were a part of that 2022 team, Chris Cortez and Ryan Prager. We'll start with Cortez first. And we've all known he's been able to throw the ball really hard since he arrived in Aggie land, but he's kind of taken his game to a new level. What have you seen from him? How is he a different pitcher? Maybe now from what you've seen on TV to when he was a teammate of yours a couple years ago.
Yeah, Chris is an awesome guy. He's super talented, and I think really how he's been able to evolve into a different type pitcher is the off speed that he has. He's always been able to throw hard, but sometimes in the past, some teams just sit on that heater and they were able to hit it before, but now it seems he can throw whatever he wants out there and no one's touching it. So yeah, really he's throwing a lot of sliders in this World Series that I've seen. They're just disgusting, and it seems like no one can hit it. No one knows what's coming. It's either 100 or 90 fading away from you. So that's just uncomfortable at bat out there with him.
Yeah, he seems like a pretty reserved guy. What's he like in the locker room? What's that demeanor like, not only on the field but with the guys?
Yeah, he is a little shy, kind of like me when I first got there, but he's just an awesome dude, and a good friend that he has your back, and he's just an awesome guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ryan Prager, a guy who was on that 2022 team, went to the World Series with you, got a little bit of time out there, but also missed last season because of Tommy John. He was, of course, up in the stands watching y'all play at the Stanford Regional. I mean, especially a year after Tommy John, he seems to have found a new level. Is there any differences you can see in him or tweaks in him this year that has made him successful?
Definitely. Yeah. Also another great guy, good friend of mine, just an awesome dude. One of the smartest guys that I know for sure. I think that's definitely a difference maker for him. The way he sees the game and just in his brain, it's different. And I really think that the experiences there with Prager, like you said, he's been there. So learning from that and then having time off, sadly to an injury, but being able to learn and just view the game and take mental reps really, I think he's just taken that huge step, and he just goes out there and attacks. And from experience, he does what he does. Yeah.
I mean, he took the no hitter into the seventh inning.
Oh, yeah.
What did you see that was working for him yesterday, and that you liked from his outing yesterday?
Definitely. I think he was throwing the changeup a lot more than he was before. I really think that was really working for him. Just off the fastball, he throws it so high. From his angle of attack, it's hard for hitters. It's just super uncomfortable when he's out there attacking and just throwing strike one like he always does.
Yeah, from my perspective, it did look like he had a little bit more break working on that changeup
Mm-hmm.
than maybe normally. How much when you do have stuff like that moves, how much is that is a game to game, like, hey, I'm on it today, or how much of that is you're tweaking stuff through the season?
Yeah, I bet sometimes you just have your stuff, some days you don't. And one of those, it seemed like that was one of those days he just had everything on. And I bet he could tell it from when he was in the bullpen. He's like, oh, I like this change up here. I like this fastball. I'm going to work with it. So yeah, just going from that with a game plan into the game. And I bet he just felt amazing.
And I know we talked about this with him, but as a pitcher, when you walk into a stadium like it was yesterday and the wind's blowing 20 miles per
Mhm.
hour back in towards home plate, does that give you a little extra juice knowing like, hey, it's a pitcher's ballpark now?
Yeah, I did notice that. That definitely gives you a whole bunch of confidence when you see those flags blowing in like that. And I know the coaches were in there talking to them like, just go attack. You got to hit it really hard to get it out of that ballpark, anyways. And with the wind blowing in like it is, just keep attacking, and good things are going to happen when you throw strikes.
You mentioned pitching coach Max Weiner and what he's been able to do so far. I know you didn't get to work with him. He came this season, but from what you observe, what can you tell about this pitching staff and what some of the things that maybe he's implementing that might be different that you like?
Yeah, it's been a total change, and it's been awesome. I think for the pitching staff, he's an awesome guy. He's young. You can really relate to those guys. And I saw an interview last night that I really really liked about him. Just when he went out to the mound to talk to Prager right before he came out, it was they were laughing, having a good time, and I just love that mindset that he has. That you play the game like a kid, and you're laughing when you're however you're 8 years old, and you got to keep that mindset when you get older. It's the same game, and just you're out there to have fun, have a good time. And especially when you're competing, when you're having fun at the same time, that's just a difference maker. And I really think it gave the guys a lot of confidence last night.
He talked. I got to talk to him a little bit today, and he was talking about. I was talking about. It seems sometimes like he when he's calling pitches, there's a little bit of working backwards, maybe working off the slider a little bit more. And his response was, I don't. Pitches are just names. Pitch names are just names for fans. He looks more at break and what can get the guy ahead of the count. Is that unique to him? Is that a little bit more of a major league pitcher's kind of view on things? What do you kind of make of that and that ability maybe to work off like the slider a little bit more like a lot of the guys have this year?
Definitely. Yeah. That is more of a professional mindset to it. He's one of the smartest guys out there, Max is, and he just views the game different. And it really is a game changer for the guys, and viewing that, each pitch is going to do something different. So how can I take what I know about my pitches and how they move and what they do, and how can I get that and use the strengths that I have, and just attack hitters with what I have and not try to be someone that I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to throw the best curveball like Clayton Kershaw, so I'm not gonna try to. I'm going to do what I do, and I'm going to use my pitches how they move. And he definitely tells his guys that, and they do what they do. They had
Yeah.
success. Yeah.
That's great. What's a lot of guys on this team, especially on the offensive side of things, that are new that you maybe didn't get to play with? Is there anybody that really piques your interest that you just enjoy getting to watch on TV when you tune in the games?
I really enjoy watching Hayden Shot hit.
Hmm.
I got to talk with him a little bit in the off season, just when I was in town, and he's the coolest guy as well. Just everyone on that team is. They just seem like great guys, and I really enjoy watching him hit and just the approaches that he has. And every at bat, it seems like a battle, and I really do enjoy that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you and Micah Dallas were kind of the keep things loose guys when y'all were
Yeah.
together on that team. Could the dugout have handled the two of y'all and Hayden Shot in there at the same time? Because I don't
I don't
know.
know. It seems like every great team, has a couple of those guys on them. And man, with me and Mike on that team, it might have been too much. I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing.
That's awesome. Another guy we that you played with that's a part of those four returners is Ryan Targach, and he's not
Mhm.
necessarily getting on the field the same way he was used maybe 2 years ago, but he's finding ways to help the team as a base coach. There was that great hit to do the walk off at the end of the season,
Mhm.
and a picture that came out of him just kind of sitting on the field. What is he like as a guy? What was he like as a teammate? And what are you seeing from him in this kind of new role that he's been able to take on in Omaha?
Just an ultimate teammate in Ryan, a good friend of mine as well. He's just an awesome guy, and I know that the younger guys really look up to him in that leadership role that he's really taken on. You might not see him on the field as much as he wants, but he is affecting that dugout more than anyone else. He really brings everyone up, and just an ultimate team guy. He's coaching first out there. I know the guys are really looking forward to seeing him when they get on base, and he's in their ear telling them all about the bases and what the outfielders are doing. So yeah, just the ultimate teammate Ryan is, and I really, really respect him.
All right, I'm gonna let you play coach a little bit if you're okay with that.
All
A&M
right.
into they're 2-0. They're in the kind of winners bracket side going into the
Oh yeah.
semifinals here in 2 days. A little bit short on the starting pitching staff. How do you think?
Mhm.
How would you approach the next couple of games, pitching wise? Maybe who you'd start, how you'd kind of work things. What would that look like for you? Not saying it's
Yeah.
right or wrong, but if Nathan Dettmer was the head coach of the Aggies, how would you run those out?
I know that. I do think that's interesting. Hmm. I don't know what I would do. It has been a few days since Chris or Ostenbeck have pitched. So if you really do need a starting role, because sadly Shane's out, maybe start one of those guys. I know they really thrive in the relief roles, but just for a little short stint, kind of like the Lampkin plan, where he only went about 3 innings, I think that would be smart. Yeah, but a lot of guys coming back because of the rest. So one of those two, or maybe even Lampkin again, and just stick with that plan. 3-3-3. Him, Lampkin, Cortez, and Ostenbeck. I think that would be fun to see again.
Yeah, and you got to start twice when you were
Yes,
in
sir.
Omaha that last time. How is that
Mhm.
second start different than the first one?
Oh, it's way better as you know. My first outing, I went out there and did not do very good. But that second outing, knowing that you've been there and knowing that it really is the same game, there's just some more people in the crowd. It gave me a whole lot more confidence, and I felt a lot more comfortable out there.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess I could ask, do you have a prediction? I think I know what you're probably going to say, but what does the next couple games look like for the Aggies?
I think they just keep winning. I think they just keep going and go win it. That's
For
my
sure,
prediction.
for sure. And I'm sure you'll be watching all the games from Arizona where you are.
Yes, sir. Always.
Awesome, awesome, man. Well, hey, I appreciate you giving us a little bit of your time to kind of break things down moving forward for the Aggies. Good luck to you moving forward, and
Thank
a
you.
speedy recovery. And we'll be back with a little bit more of my Aggie Nation podcast.